In a time of ancient dynasties and Egyptian deities, where pharaohs reigned as gods among men, there surfaces the tale of a man, Moses, chosen by a force greater than any stone monument or scorching sun. Delivered into the river waters to escape a grim fate, Moses was found and raised by a pharaoh's daughter, but his spirit could never be shackled by the currents of the Nile. He was destined for greatness. Raised amidst Egyptian opulence, his heart beat in sync with the sufferings of his true people, the Hebrews, enslaved and downtrodden in the land of pharaohs. After years of self-imposed exile for an act of defense, Moses, who stood up against an overseer abusing a Hebrew, encounters something more powerful in the flames of a burning bush, the voice of God, an encounter that would mark history. With a divine mission burning in his soul, Moses returns to Egypt, challenging the very Pharaoh himself, proclaiming aloud, "Let my people go." Words that thundered against the palace walls but met with a hardened heart. Thus, plagues swept the Egyptian land, the price for a king god's obstinacy. Finally, the Pharaoh relented, but only for a fleeting moment, as his chariots and warriors soon echoed in the expanse of the desert, in pursuit. Moses and his people stood between the sword and the wall of water, the Red Sea, which churned its foreboding waves in the face of the fugitives' despair. With faith that moves more than hearts, that moves destinies and tides, Moses raised his hand, his staff aloft, and then a miracle. A strong east wind blew, and the waters seemed to heed this man who spoke in the name of the God of Israel. The waves stood up like crystal shields, a corridor opening in the blue vastness, a path of faith embedded in the heart of the impossible. The Hebrews advanced on ground where fish once swam, now quickened footsteps imprinted on the damp sand, the trail of freedom so ardently desired. A last glance behind revealed the Egyptian forces' approach, bravado and wheels entering boldly into the miracle now transformed into a snare. As the last of the Hebrews set foot on the opposite shore, reality resumed its natural course as waters to their beds, and the sea closed with a roar that buried the oppressors beneath its waves. It was the end of a pursuit, and the beginning of a journey for a people under desert stars, walking towards the promise, led by Moses, the man who crossed the sea without sailing, but by faith that moves even the deepest waters.